Now we will start with the next topic, that is mechanism of hormone action. Hormones which are released by the endocrine glands, they bind to the receptors present on the cell membrane of the target tissue. Okay, target tissues, they are made up of cells, and the cells of the target tissue, they have receptors present on their outer membrane. That is, on their cell membrane, receptors are present for the binding of hormones. Let's repeat again. Hormones, they bind on the target tissue on the receptors present on their cell membrane. These hormone receptors which are present on the membrane of the target tissue cells are of two types, that is cell membrane bound receptors and intracellular receptors. First of all, we will discuss about cell membrane bound receptors. As the name indicate, cell membrane bound receptor. It means these receptors, they are present on the outer membrane of the cell. So such receptors are known as the cell membrane bound receptors. And the hormones, we have done the different types of hormones on the basis of their chemical nature or on the basis of their derivative. So the protein hormones and amino acid derivative hormones. Proteins hormones like insulin, glucagon, and amino acid derivative hormone is epinephrine. Examples you have done earlier. So these hormones, protein hormones and amino acid derivative hormones, they combine, they work on the target tissue with the help of cell membrane bound receptors. Why they work through the cell membrane bound receptors? Because these hormone, protein hormone, proteinaceous hormone and amino acid derivative hormones, they cannot enter inside the cell. They cannot cross the cell plasma membrane. Why these hormones, they cannot cross the cell plasma membrane? Because as you have done in your class 9, that cell plasma membrane, it is made up of lipids. It is made up of lipids, and lipids are hydrophobic and proteins are hydrophilic. Hydrophilic means, hydro means water, philic means love, and lipids are hydrophobic. Hydro means water, phobic means hate. So the lipids, they do not allow water soluble molecules to pass through them. Okay, and proteins, they are water soluble molecules. It means they can get dissolved in water. So these, due to difference in the nature of proteins and lipids, these proteins, they cannot cross the plasma membrane. So such hormones which are amino acid derivative or proteinaceous hormone like epinephrine and insulin, these hormones, they work on the target cell with the help of the cell membrane bound receptor. Now the second category is intracellular receptor. Intra means same, cellular means cell. It means these receptors, intracellular receptors, they are present inside the cell. So where these intracellular receptors are present, they are present inside the cells, and mainly these intracellular receptors, for example, intracellular receptors present in the nucleus. This is nucleus, and the intracellular receptors which are present inside the nucleus are known as the nuclear receptors. What they are known as? They are known as the nuclear receptors. So these intracellular receptors, they are present inside the nucleus and they are also known as nuclear receptors. Now what about the hormone? Here we are saying that the hormones, they bind on the receptors, then they cause physiological, then they cause changes in the target cell or target tissue. But here we are saying that receptors, they are present inside the nucleus. Then what does it mean? It shows that the hormones which act through intracellular receptor, they can directly enter inside the cell. So these hormones, they can directly enter inside these cells. Now can you tell me which hormones can enter directly inside the cell? Yes, hormones which are synthesized from the lipids, that is steroid and iodothionein hormone. Steroid and iodothionein hormone, they can enter directly inside the cell. It means these hormones, they can cross the plasma membrane. Why they can cross the plasma membrane? Because they are made from the lipids, and we have done that plasma membrane, it is made up of lipid, so they have same nature. So the plasma membrane, it allows steroid and iodothionein hormone to directly enter inside the cell cytoplasm. Then these hormones, they enter inside the nucleus and bind to the nuclear receptors to cause further changes. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now, can you tell me the example of steroid and iodothionein hormone? Yes, steroid hormones are testosterone in case of male and estrogen or progesterone in females, and iodothionein hormone is the, yes, T3 or T4. Mainly we know T4 it functions, T3 is also converted into T4. T4 is known as thyroxine. So thyroxine and steroid hormones like testosterone and estrogen, they act through intracellular receptors. I repeat once again that the receptors are present on the target cells, and these hormone receptors are of two types: cell membrane bound receptors and intracellular receptors. Cell membrane bound receptors, they are present on the outer surface of the cell membrane. It means they are present on the outside the cell membrane, and these cell membrane bound receptors, they bind with the hormones which are proteinaceous in nature or which are amino acid, which are formed from amino acid. So amino acid derivative hormone and proteins hormone, they function, they combine with the cell membrane bound receptors because they cannot cross the plasma membrane. Okay, now next is the intracellular receptors. Intracellular receptors means the receptors which are present inside the cell, and these receptors which are present in the nucleus are known as the nuclear receptors. So which hormones they work through the intracellular receptor? Yes, steroid hormone and iodothionein hormone, that is testosterone and thyroxine. Testosterone, estrogen, thyroxine, they act through intracellular receptors. And examples of protein hormones are, can you tell me? Do you remember? Yes, protein hormones are insulin, I am giving one example only, and amino acid derivative is epinephrine. I hope hormone receptors are clear to everyone. So, two types of hormone receptors are present: cell membrane bound receptors and intracellular receptors. So when the hormones, they bind to the hormone receptors based on their nature, they form a complex which is known as hormone receptor complex. What they form? They form hormone receptor complex after the binding of hormone on hormone receptor. Then these hormone receptor complex, they causes biochemical changes inside the cell, and they also causes changes in the metabolism of the cell, which results in the physiological changes or or changes in the function of the cell. So in this way, hormone, they causes changes in the target tissue. It was the general. We will discuss about the cell membrane bound receptors and intracellular receptors, their mechanism in detail. Okay. So let's revise once again. First of all, hormones, they bind with the hormone receptors to form hormone receptor complex, and these hormone receptor complex, they causes biochemical changes in the cell and later on results in physiological changes in the cell. Let's discuss the mechanism of hormone action with example. First of all, we will discuss about the action of the protein hormone. As we have discussed earlier, that protein hormones or amino acid derivative hormones. Example of protein hormone, for example, insulin, follicle stimulating hormone, and amino acid derivative hormone, epinephrine. These hormones, they cannot enter directly into the target cell. So these hormones, they do not enter into the target cell. So they bind with the receptors which are present on the cell membrane of the target cell. Okay, to causes physiological and biochemical changes. Let's start with the example. We take an example of follicle stimulating hormone or FSH. Follicle stimulating hormone or FSH, it is released by the anterior lobe of pituitary gland under the influence of hypothalamus. Do you remember about follicle stimulating hormone? Yes. Okay. So follicle stimulating hormone, it is released by anterior lobe of pituitary gland under the influence of hypothalamus. This follicle stimulating hormone, it is released into the blood and it keeps on circulating. When the blood, which contains follicle stimulating hormone, it reaches to the ovaries in case of female, then this follicle stimulating hormone, it binds with the receptors present on the ovarian cell membrane. So in the body of female, receptors for follicle stimulating hormone, it are present only on the cell membrane of ovaries. I told you earlier that the specific hormones, they have specific receptors on the specific cells. So this follicle stimulating hormone, its receptor, they are present on the cell membrane of ovary. So this follicle stimulating hormone, because it cannot enter inside the cell, so it binds with the receptor present on the cell membrane to form hormone receptor complex. What will it form? Hormone receptor complex. Now this hormone receptor complex, it will cause some response inside the cell. So some changes when hormone, for example follicle stimulating hormone, it binds with the cell, it causes some changes inside the cell. Some changes occurs which is known as response 1. Okay. Now because this hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, it cannot enter inside the cell. So it is known as the first messenger. And these first messenger, they will cause response inside the cell. And this response result in the generation of another messenger known as second messenger. So second messengers, they are produced inside the target cell only when the hormone, they will bind to the receptor and will cause response in the cell. So when the hormone, or you can say first messenger, it binds with the receptor, it causes response, and this response results in generation of second messenger. Now what are the examples of second messengers? These are cyclic AMP, calcium ion, and one more is there, that is IP3. These are three. There are different types of second messengers, but you have to do only three: cyclic AMP, calcium ion, and IP3. They act as second messenger. Now these second messengers, They are responsible for causing biochemical and physiological changes inside the target cell. For example, follicle stimulating hormone. Do you remember the functions of follicle stimulating hormone we have done in pituitary gland? Yes, follicle stimulating hormone, they are responsible for the growth and maturation of ovarian follicle. So these follicle stimulating hormone, they are responsible for ovarian growth, or you can say growth of ovarian follicles. So when these follicle stimulating hormone, it bind with receptor, it causes response which results in generation of second messenger, and this second messenger, it causes biochemical response and physiological changes. What are physiological changes? Physiological changes means change in the functioning of the cell. So what it result? It result in the growth of ovarian follicles. I hope functioning of protein hormone is clear to, mechanism of protein hormone is clear to everyone. Discussed earlier that steroid hormones, they can directly enter into the cell. These steroid hormones, they don't bind with the receptors present on the cell membrane. Now this is also the ovarian cell membrane. I am taking the same example of ovary only to make understand the difference between the protein hormone and steroid hormone. So the steroid hormone, for example estrogen, because it is made up of lipid, it directly enter inside the cell membrane, or you can say this steroid hormone, it directly enter inside the target cell. Okay, then these steroid hormone, they enter into the nucleus and bind with the nuclear receptors to form hormone receptor complex. And this hormone receptor complex, it results in biochemical and physiological changes. Mainly the steroid hormones, or you can say the hormones which work through intracellular messengers, they causes physiological changes by acting on the genome. Genome is the haploid set of DNA. So they mainly causes changes in they bind with the DNA, they result in the synthesis of protein and result in the physiological changes. So for example, steroid hormone estrogen. Estrogen, it is released by ovary itself. So the estrogen which is released by mature Graafian follicle, it enter inside the ovarian cell and it results in the, because it is a steroid hormone, it directly enter into the target cell, then it enter into the nucleus. In nucleus, nuclear receptors are present. Now please remember, these are also specific for specific hormone. So nuclear receptor, it bind with the hormone to form hormone receptor complex. Now this hormone receptor complex, it results in biochemical and physiological changes. How? This nuclear hormone receptor complex causes physiological and biochemical changes. Now this estrogen and nuclear receptor complex, it results in the formation of mRNA. mRNA is known as messenger RNA. You will study about different types of RNA in the other chapters. So mRNA, it will result in the synthesis of proteins, and these proteins will result in physiological changes. For example, what is the function of estrogen hormone? We have discussed earlier. Do you remember? Yes. So estrogen, it is responsible for ovulation. Okay. So what is ovulation? That is release of mature egg from the ovary is known as ovulation, and it is also responsible for growth and development of secondary sexual organs in female. So this estrogen, it has effect on the development of secondary sexual organs. I hope now the mechanism of action of protein hormone and steroid hormone, it is clear to everyone, And with this, chapter number 22 is complete. Thank you everyone.